It's Mike Davis here. Listen, I'm in the studio right now, here in the den at Fox 5 with this dude right here, Grill'n McMillian. I got this stuff in my pantry. I went to Ace Hardware. I'm making chicken at home. I'm putting this stuff on everything. I've already taken, my dating game has already gone to the whole next level because this is my secret sauce right here. We got sauces. We got spices. We got Grill'n McMillian with us right now. Mark McMillian, 8 seasons in the NFL with my birds. You got a big thing going on this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Chiefs are in town at Flanker. We're going to have the Kingdom Tailgate Party Saturday and Sunday. Tell us what's going to be going down.
It's going to be a lot going down. Obviously, the Chiefs always say they're going to take over the next city. So we're looking for the takeover this weekend at Flankers inside Mandalay Bay. Me and my teammate Dana Hughes, we played together in 97, 98 with the Chiefs. He'll be in town. He does a radio for the Chiefs. So we're going to be just hanging out with the fans and enjoying some Kansas City-style barbecue.
I love it. Let's talk about this menu right here because, listen, we all know we're going to be talking football, but you know your stuff when it comes to the kitchen. You compete it on TV, Gordon Ramsay, all that good stuff. But let's talk about this. We got burnt ends wedge salad. I love the reactions. Boom barbecue pork spare ribs and apple cranberry cobbler.
Man, we did the demo the other day. We just released it today. Chef Mike over there at Flankers did an amazing job. Their social media team did a great job with the video. Man, it is going to be amazing. I can't wait for people to try that burnt end salad.
Oh,
unbelievable. And then top it off with a cobbler.
I mean, so you're getting some tastiness, but it's also a salad, so you're feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, you feel good about it. You got the sweet heat barbecue sauce on it. And then my man even topped it off. He put the Boom 3.0 season on the fries.
On the fries? Oh, I got to do that.
So we having Boom fries along with the spare ribs with my sweet heat barbecue sauce.
Wow. Grill'n McMillian. Make sure you go check out all that stuff. Ace Hardware, the sauces, the spices. I'm going to put that on my fries now. Let's talk, though. First thing of business. First order of business. Chiefs just made the trade. Traded a fifth to get DeAndre Hopkins. We all know D-Hop with the Texans, with the Cards, now with the Titans. Listen, his stuff with the Titans hasn't been good. 173 yards, 1 touchdown on only 15 catches so far. So he hasn't been having a productive season. It's hard to have a productive season with Will Levis as your quarterback.
Terrible.
What is this going to mean for the Chiefs? We know Hollywood Brown out for the season. Rashee Rice out for the season. Juju has a hammy issue. So now D-Hop, what do you expect production-wise from him once he enters that offense?
If you're a receiver and you walk into the office and you see Big Red and you see Patrick Mahomes, you automatically just get 2 more years added to your career, man. That is something special. To be able to play in that offense. But Andy Reid is the architect of using his players to the best of their abilities. We're not going to see the Houston Texans be hot, but we are going to see Andy use them in different situations.
Yeah.
You can't sleep on Kelsey. Kelsey is still a force to be reckoned with. He's just like a baseball player now. He's just waiting for the postseason for him to wake up. But, man, what a trade, man. People were sleeping, and it happened. But
hey, it's like a bag of chips. They basically got him for not too much. But here's what's fascinating to me. I mean, let's be real. They're 6-0, the Chiefs, but they don't look tremendous on offense. Mahomes, probably his worst statistical season we've ever seen. Kelsey, not playing tremendous. He's getting up there in age. Do you think, Hopkins coming into this offense, how much is this going to fix Mahomes? Because I think D-Hop's going to have a better circumstance than he had, obviously, with the Titans. But are they going to be able to fix this offense in a short period of time? Because I think a lot of it is also just the pressure. The tackle position for them is pretty weak as well.
A lot of penalties on the offensive line. But I tell people, in the last couple of years, the offense has not been as explosive as everybody's used to. But the key to the Chiefs is that defense.
Yes.
Spags got them boys playing, man. The last couple of years, the last couple of Super Bowls, they've been winning on defense. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been able to, throw up 40 or 50 points a game, but people are not being able to run the ball well against them or throw the ball. So what Spags is doing with that defense, people don't talk about it, but the Chiefs has a really, really solid defense.
100%. All right, so out of the 3 wide receivers that kind of shifted and moved teams, you got Amari Cooper going to the Bills. You got obviously D-Hop now with the Chiefs, and then, of course, Devontae Adams leaves the Raiders, goes to the Jets. Who's going to have the best season for the rest of the year now out of those three guys? Who's going to have the most impact on their new team?
You want to say B-Hop because of Patrick Mahomes, but I like the Amari Cooper trade, over there with, Josh. Josh, he gets it done, man. He's a fighter. Amari Cooper is still one of the best route runners in the game. When you're a player, man, you're on a losing team. You really can't showcase your talents, but all of a sudden you get a jolt. You're on a winning team.
Yeah.
That says a lot. I went from the Saints where we were really bad, and all of a sudden I'm in the locker room with, Dre Rison and Marcus Allen and Derek Thomas. Now all of a sudden I have probably one of my best 2 years in my NFL career playing in that situation. So I think Amari Cooper is somebody that we need to continue to watch because of Josh Allen, man. He's playing at a high level. A lot of people are not saying it, but he's just winning along, winning games. So B-Hop, man, I know he's going to add a lot to the Chiefs, but keep your eye on that Alabama guy, Amari Cooper.
Okay. We'll make sure we do that, former Raider as well. Let's talk about some other things that are going on. Tua coming back. Scary, right?
Yeah.
Your initial reactions that it's hard for guys like me to really understand what it's like to be on that field and to go through those types of injuries. And when it's dealing with concussions in your head, I mean, it's a scary thing. Do you think this guy should be coming back to play football?
Knowing him, from a kid back in Hawaii, obviously following his career through Alabama and with the Dolphins, I know he's got a lot of money. I know his pride, wants to go out there and prove a lot of people wrong. But at the end of the day, we can't play this game forever. You got to think about your long-term health. He's had some major concussions. It's not like minors. He's been knocked out on the stretcher. I just don't think, the risk is worth the reward later as far as having money in your bank account. Because if you're sucking key lime pie through a straw, it doesn't matter.
Did you go through any concussions when you were playing?
Back in the day, we just had smelling sauce, man. So,
But, I mean, when you reflect, do you think you did?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. The way we played the game, the way the equipment was, it was a very physical, violent game back then. And, God rest his soul, my guy Dre Waters, passed away because he committed suicide because – all the concussions and the head injuries that he had. And I've seen Dre, literally say to me and Eric, don't worry about the inside routes because I will take care of that. And he used to always tell Mike Irvin, he said, either you're going to sleep or I'm going to sleep. And I don't care about knocking myself out. Wow. And if you look at most of the Cowboys games that we played, they really didn't run a lot of inside routes because they knew Dre was in there lurking.
It's scary stuff to really consider. We also got to talk about Saquon, what he's been doing with this Eagles team. I mean, obviously, he plays against his former squad, the G-Men, and just goes off. He could have easily, basically in 3/4 of action, 174 yards, a touchdown, could have easily had another couple touchdowns and over 200 yards. You saw on the sideline, Coach Sirianni saying to him, hey, listen, do you want to be back out there? Do you want to beat your career high? And he's like, no, let the other dogs eat. What do you think about him as a player, what he's meant to that franchise? And, from a locker room, how can you not love Saquon Barkley?
Man, that clip alone is, I've been hearing about the way in his character back in Penn State, and then he carries on to the NFL. And you kind of wonder, what was going on in New York if he's this kind of guy? Why wouldn't you build around a Saquon Barkley instead of Daniel Jones?
Exactly.
And now you see, him being excited, on the touchdown pass that A.J. Brown caught. You hear this reaction. He was like, man, you a bad dude. And in our mind, we're like, Saquon, you a bad dude. So it just says a lot about his character. And if you're a young guy in the locker room or an older guy, you got to be like, man, this is a guy we need to ride for because he's going to ride for us 100%.
A couple last things I want to talk about because my dude here, producer James Edward Barrickman IV, he always gets on me because I say, listen, you look at the NFL landscape right now, running backs have really – the narrative for the past few years have been, running backs, they don't really mean anything. Running back by committee. I think you take a look at the landscape this year with what Derrick Henry has done with the Ravens, with Saquon and how he's helped this Eagles offense. Even, I mean, the Vikings losing that game to the Lions and not having Aaron Jones in the mix. I think you see how running backs are really making a big impact. Is there a trend?
I'm gonna throw in Kareem Hunt right now.
Even with the Chiefs.
With the Chiefs.
With no Pacheco.
Yeah.
So do you think we're really getting back to a little bit more of understanding the value of a running back and what it can really do in turn for an offense?
These running backs that you named, obviously Derrick Henry just sticks out in everybody's mind. What he's able to do is scary. You know, I played against some really good backs, but he's a large human running very fast and just dominating between the tackles. Like say Saquon Barkley, what he's able to do out of the backfield, blocking. He's a complete back.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people were like, hey, why is he holding out for money? He's not worth it. Now you're seeing running backs are worth every penny that they deserve. Even Josh Jacobs over there in Green Bay is playing well.
Raiders are missing him.
Yeah, and I don't understand these GMs, man. At the end of the day, you have to be able to run the ball to help your passing game.
It makes a complete sense. Now let's bring this home to the Raiders for a second. So,
oh my goodness.
Listen, I mean, what's your take on the current situation? Because if you're in the locker room and you're a player like that, it's just puzzling to me in a lot of ways because Josh McDaniels gets kind of shipped out of town, and he probably should have been, but really Max Crosby, Davante Adams wanted that.
Yeah.
And then Davante Adams has a falling out with the guy that he was trying to bring in as a coach, and we don't know. I mean, that injury was a little suspect. I mean, he
wasn't injured.
Okay.
He wasn't injured.
So tell me what is going on with this franchise, because obviously now you're trading away Davante Adams.
Yeah.
There's even rumors out there. I don't think you should do it at all. Some people are saying maybe trade Max Crosby, see what you can get. I'm like, you can't trade that guy. But
you can't. Anybody's tradable.
So what?
49ers cut Jerry Rice and Ronnie Lott now.
So what would you do? I mean, if you're running the Raiders, what are you doing right now? Because the worst thing you can be in the NFL is in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, they got to be trying to get that Cam Ward, that Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
They got to be trying to get one of those top elite quarterbacks coming out of the draft. What should they do? Should it be a fire sale and everybody's available? What would you do if you were Tom Telesco?
Well, they don't really have any trade value players besides Max Crosby that people are really going to bite on. So, but you have to be able to build around a Max Crosby, you know. He's a missing piece for a lot of teams out there.
I mean, Hutchinson just went down with Detroit.
Yeah, and that's what he's from. He's a Michigan guy.
Right.
So, you know, I know a lot of chirping and, hey, I'm a Raider. I got it on my chest. But at the end of the day, this is a business. And if they see value in getting more picks to be able to get a quarterback, I think they should make the move. But it'd be really hard to trade away a Max Crosby because he means so much to this organization. And you can build around that. And they were actually doing okay.
That's what I think. I mean, it's puzzling to me because in today's NFL, it's quarterback and edge rusher driven, right? So if you hit on quarterback next year, just like CJ turned around the Texans, just like Jaden Daniels has turned around the Commanders, you want that edge rusher now if you do a 1-year turnaround. So to me, I don't see how you can trade this guy, but I'm sure there's going to be conversations and GM's calling.
Yeah, they're going to be calling. If I was a GM, I'll be calling. If I was the Detroit Lions, I was like, yo, what do you guys need? Because they got a lot of talent on that defensive side of the ball that's probably worthy of some first-round picks. They got 2 excellent running backs. You know, obviously, like say Hutchinson going down, but obviously he'll be back. But if you're trying to make that run, because the window does close real quick, and we saw with the 49ers, that window closed real quickly on them. You got to try to go all in and try to make something happen. But like I said, if I'm the Raiders, I'm not trading Max Crosby. I'm keeping Max Crosby. I'm trying to make as much. They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, you know, you try to go out and get one of those top quarterbacks. You can find some receivers to kind of do what you need to do. But as far as the defensive unit, if you look at the Raiders, they're not a bad defensive unit. They just need to score points on offense to put the pressure on the opposing team.
What's it like being a player in that locker room right now when you know you can't generate points and you're trading away guys like Davante Adams? What does it feel like to be in a locker room?
It has to suck, you know, as a player. You know, you're looking at these guys, and obviously a young guy, you say, hey, I get an opportunity. Then Jacoby Myers, he misses the last 2 weeks, and he was going to be the number one. So you're looking at Tucker. You're looking at guys that run toss sweeps, jet sweeps. Nobody really on the outside that can route a guy up or a guy that can go across the middle and make the tough catch.
Bowers looks great. Bowers,
oh, my gosh. Bowers is amazing.
To me, I would say the two guys who, no matter what GM calls, you can't touch, they're untouchable. Crosby and Bowers have to be untouchable. Last thing I want to ask you, 49ers, man, what a fall from grace.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of people out there that were big Brock Purdy enthusiasts. James Edward Barrickman, my producer, not one of those guys. He thought he's a system quarterback. You plug and play me in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and we're going to be going to the NFC Championship. What do you think's going on there? I mean, obviously, injuries are the headline. No McCaffrey,
that's big.
Debo's hurt. Ayuk's out for the year.
Yeah.
I mean, the injury issue is paramount. The problem, though, is you're starting to see Purdy's inefficiencies without the studs surrounding him, right? When you take a look at this 49ers team, the window is tight for them because they're paying a lot of money all over.
A lot of money. A lot of San Francisco treats over there.
So what do you think's going to be the deal there? Have they kind of missed out on their opportunity to do anything? And is this season just, can they actually compete with the Lions, the Ravens? I don't think they look like the same. Is this a Super Bowl slump?
No, it's not a Super Bowl slump. Like I said, it all started in the offseason. With Trent holding out, Ayuk holding out, McCaffrey not being able to play during the season. Like I said, the jury is still out on Brock Purdy. If he can be that guy, just be able to plug and play with receivers that they have out there. And so far, he's not been able to do that and be the same quarterback that we saw last couple of years. So the 49ers are in a little dire strait right now. Like I said, man, the NFL is so competitive.
Right.
If you don't hit it right, and as you see, why do you think the Chiefs are going out and doing all these moves? Because they know at any moment, that window can close, but they're going to milk 15 for every ring that they can and just let it ride. And I don't know why more franchises don't do that. The Ravens, they went out and got Derrick Henry. Yeah. Everybody's like, but now you see, I see why we got Derrick Henry.
Cowboys should have done that. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these teams should have done it.
And don't think the Chiefs wasn't watching that Monday night game and saw the Ravens and saw what they put up. They was like, wait a minute, we got to stay ahead of this game, as well as the Buffalo Bills. So those are the three teams that's jockeying in that AFC.
It's really interesting stuff. And to me, it's a perfect example of the distinction between the 49ers and the Chiefs because, listen, Chiefs have a myriad of injuries as well. They had the deal with Rice going down, Pacheco going down. They had the deal, now with Hollywood Brown, all this stuff. So now they're bringing in a new guy. So to me, it's like, sure, Mahomes isn't looking like the MVP quarterback that he usually is, but they're 6-0. They're still winning, and that's got to stand for something. When you're undefeated, to win on Sundays, that's not easy.
Yeah. And
so to overcome those issues, that's the difference to me between a Mahomes and a Purdy and the Chiefs and that organization.
100%. A lot of people are like, oh, Patrick Mahomes is not having a good year, but if not having a good year statistically and I'm 6-0, I'm okay with 15 doing that, and I'm okay with winning games because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's not about stats, especially with him. He's already going into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
He just want to manage the game, let his defense, go out there and win the game. And you can see his game changes a little bit for him as well.
Yeah.
He's not taking as many chances because he knows he has a really good defense that teams are going to have to go 80, 90, 70 yards to score. And it's kind of, it's wearing on that team. And all he needs is just a little help, man. And B-Hop might be that medicine.
Well, listen, we got the Kingdom Tailgate Party going down Saturday, Sunday. Chiefs are in town to play the Raiders. So much exciting stuff going to be going down with Flanker, Kitchen, and Sports Bar right near Allegiant Stadium right there. It's going to be a great time. You're going to see Mark McMillian there. He's going to have all the Grill'n McMillian stuff. Here, can you do something for me? I want you to speak into the camera for a second and just show everybody that's us and tell somebody if you're cooking for your lady, you have a lady coming over on a date and you're going to put that on some chicken. Explain to the audience what is that going to do for a guy and elevated his kitchen.
Well, you're going to get more than one lady when you put this on the sauce. When
Oh.
you put the sauce on there, you're going to get multiple ladies jumping your gate, trying to crack your gate code to try to come in and see what this sweet heat barbecue sauce is all about. I'm trying to tell you.
You're going to try to break up with them, and they're not going to want to. They're not going to give you up.
Well, they might want to break up with you, but they ain't going to break up with this sauce.
There you go. The great Mark McMillian. Thanks for spending some time. I'm going to start putting that on fries now.
It's the boom fries, man. If you have time, come on out to Flankers, man. Saturday and Sunday, we'll be there. The menu is fantastic. The venue is awesome. Like I say, Chief fans are coming in drones. And you don't have to just be a Chief fan to come out. You can be a fan of any team to come out and enjoy the menu, enjoy all the awesomeness that they serve at Flankers. And it's inside Mandalay Bay. It's a cool little spot.
Hey, it's the way they do it, right near Allegiant Stadium. Big weekend of college football. We love having you break down stuff with us all the time. Tell us again your playing weight again.
I was 145, 147. I think the sauce might have weighed a little bit more than me. The sauce,
that's basically 150 right there.
That's 150.
Man, dude, you got to be a tough dude. Back in the 90s to be playing at that weight.
I was crazy. I would like to say I was crazy. I look at highlights. I think I sent you some the other day. Yeah. When you look at some of those highlights, and I'm like, what was I doing? I think one time I watched one when I was with the Eagles and we played the Giants and I got an interception and I was just running all over the place and I'm like weaving through guys. You can't even see me. There's like big linemen. And then Howard Cross, who's my Alabama guy, yoked me around the neck and bust my lip.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine what that felt like. But dude, we love having you here. Can't wait to have you back. We're going to get you back on we want to have you on Sin City Beat, our other sports show. We're going to do that soon.
Let's make it happen.
All right, we're going to do that. Guys, go check them out. Flanker Grill and Sports Bar, Mandalay Bay this weekend. Kingdom tailgate party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for being here, Mark.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Grill'n McMillian. Make sure you use it on your fries, too.